Good morning, everybody. Got a busy weekend today. Woo! Passport weekend. We're doing 1,100 people. I got our pop-up restaurant here that we do steakhouse menu, old world, super epic flavors. I just pulled the Wagyu prime rib out of the sous vide, 130 degrees for 8 hours, and it just comes out perfectly rosy. All kinds of stuff going on. These are the spoons I'm using today. Grey Kun spoons. These spoons are amazing, just amazing. You can get them on Amazon, but what makes them really cool is the CIA students I think get these, but sauce really comes off these really nicely. Like when you sauce some plates, you can smear foods on them because it's a really flat bottom, so stuff smears really nicely. They make the most beautiful quenelles. Super epic, and you can get these on Amazon, like $20. This is the larger version of this one. So if you have a chef friend out there, hook them up. I want to talk about today how important it is to stick your crew in the positions that they flourish in. Because as a chef, you really have to look out for consistency, for customer retention, and for food always being great every time it goes out in that window. It's much like a football coach or a baseball coach. You got to assign stations to the people at the stations that they just flourish at, and that's what I do. But I also tell them, if you want to become more valuable in a company, learn everything, because there is going to be a time where somebody hurts themselves on the job or quits, or they get an outside injury and they're out for a while, or they just leave, and we have gaps open. And it's nothing better than that feeling, knowing that your crew knows everything and they're strong at every station, that you can just kind of move people and place them where you need them. But also, besides becoming more valuable for the company, you get more hours, you get more money. It's just a better thing to do. There are people that want to stay in their stations and just come, and they just want to do that one station. They love it. They don't want to do anything else, and that's fine. I love that. That's cool. And then there's some cooks that come to me and say, I'm getting bored. And the last thing I want is anybody's vibration to drop and become bored on a station. I want their vibration to just be toppled. And then that's when I go, cool, man, let's train you, but on a slow day, 1 day a week. And I don't do any one-day trainings here. I do 2 weeks. So they get to see multiple plates go out of that window by multiple people that do great on that station. So they see what every time, and repetitive, what everything should look like. And when you see different people that do really well working at the station, you get to learn tricks. What are their tricks on working the station? You know what I mean? How do they set it up? Where do they put their spoons and bleach bucket and mise en place? And so it's really important for them to see multiple ways of people doing that station really, really well. That's how you set them up for success. Another question I get to is, Chef, why does I do the same dishes as one restaurant? Why does that dish always taste better? And this is a really easy answer. It's because when we're in professional kitchens, we season recipes every step of the way. When I do a whole chicken, I season the heck inside the cavity, on the left and the right of the bird, on top of the bird, all through the neck of the bird, heavily. Underneath the skin, I'll put bay leaves and thyme sprigs. And then I'll let it sit for 24 hours in that salty cure. And if you know anything about chicken, you'll know that if chicken sits in a salty cure for 24 hours, it gets super crispy and super juicy. And that was the trick with Zuni Cafe's famous brick oven roasted chicken that they would crack and put over panzanella salad. It was so crispy and juicy, but they would let it sit and cure for 24 hours. That's how all the flavors really get brought out of it, and the magic really starts to happen. But we season every step of the way. If I have a pomodoro and I have onions and garlic, and I'm sauteing those down just a little bit of butter, I'm gonna season those heavily so they're good by themselves, to the max. And then I got my tomato sauce that's been seasoned already to the max. And then when it's time, I put that tomato sauce over the onions and garlic and marry those two items that have been seasoned to the max together so it all incorporates. You see what I'm saying? And then when that's all brought together, I'll put my herbs and more red wine in. And then when it's finished, I'll taste it and season it again. put it in a walk-in, let it cool, put it online, and then I'll have my spoons to line check everything, and then I'll taste it again. And then when the guy's bringing it up on the station, he'll taste it and tune it before it goes out. So it has 8 different chances to get seasoned to where it needs to be. And that's the difference between professional cooking and home cooking. I cringe when I see recipes online, add a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and salt at the end of the recipe. It's like, no, if you're gonna build flavors, if you're gonna build an epic recipe, you season every step of the way. So next time you do a recipe at home, try that, and you're gonna be just blown away on how much different that recipe comes out. So that's kind of the short answer, is season every step of the way. And when we dredge and season our meats, or when I do this prime rib, I let it sit and rub for 2 days. When we're at home, we're just seasoning a piece of chicken or steak and searing it off and getting it's like in professional kitchen, we season, we let it sit in seasoning for days. And then that's the difference, you know. So next time you're trying to emulate a dish from a restaurant, season every step of the way, and you'll be so surprised on how much closer you'll get to the flavors that you're looking for. So anyways, just wanted to talk about a couple things today. I got so many cool videos and hacks and coming up. I have a short coming out today that you guys are gonna love. I'm gonna get on my whiteboard. I have all these crazy prep items I gotta write down. I put a staff member, a kitchen member next to it, and I delegate that way. Just gonna map out my weekend, and we're just gonna have some fun. I'll make a video when the weekend's over, just to check in with everybody, but I have shorts coming out between here and there. So everybody have a great day. Please support my channel. If there's something you want to see cooked or anything you want me to do, put it in the comments, and I'll do it, and let's chat and let's talk. And I usually respond right away. So everybody have a great day out there. Have a great weekend. Over and out.